a terrible shift. Honestly, terrible. Dude, I was just busting my butt the entire time, making food, slinging drinks. I mean, I guess it's a good thing. I thought my business was struggling literally like just this past week. The 2 weeks before this last week, the business struggled. I don't know what's going on. Spanam, how we doing? I don't know what's going on, but things are picking up. Last week, the bar was slammed. This week, we started out hitting the ground running. Um, this week, tonight, right? Mondays are usually like okay, and I karaoke is just like a way to start bringing in money to start the week, but holy shit, tonight we were packed. We were packed, and I was by myself, and I'm tired, guys. I'm really tired. I honestly didn't even want to do a stream tonight because I was just absolutely beat. But then I thought about you guys. I thought about missing out on a stream. I thought about the conversations we might miss out on. I thought about, you know, a missed opportunity. Every single time we do a stream, I get something out of it. I take something from it. And honestly, with the market doing what it's doing right now, we can't afford not to have a stream because we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this. Should we be sitting on the sidelines, stacking up cash, getting ready for some kind of play, picking up some of our favorite cards, some of the rarest Pokemon cards out there, or just some cards that you want? Should you be sitting out on the sidelines waiting, or should we pick stuff up now? Is this a buy the dip moment? I personally don't think this is a buy the dip moment. I know there's people that are going to disagree with me on that. I don't think this is a buy the dip moment. I think this is absolutely what the hobby needs. I think we need to start being rational and see things slow down. And that's personally what I want to see. Papa Chen, what do you think? T Beastie, what do you think? We're waiting on everybody to get in here. It's been a long weekend, guys. I worked all weekend. I have not had a day off since Wednesday, and we did a stream on Wednesday. So really, I consider, this me putting in the work and time doing streaming too, and just haven't had any time off. And I'm kind of grateful for that because I've been able to stack up money. I'm paying off my debt. And I think it's going to be perfect timing. I think the universe and God has a plan for me. I'm not a preachy person. Y'all know I'm not like super religious. But I can't help the fact that I'm trying to refinance on my home right now. And they're telling me that I have to get my debt down. I have to pay off my card as much as I can. It feels too much like it's fate for me right now. And that everything is working a certain way. And I don't know, my gut in the back of my head and my stomach, I'm like thinking I'm lucky that I'm not able to buy anything right now because I think the market could potentially dump really hard. And it's not necessarily something to rave about. Maybe we're just a little plateau and things keep moving on up. Sure, let's not get too dramatic about it, right? But like there's cards I recently bought. Where is it? Damn it. It's in the other room. Is it right here? Maybe it's right here. Maybe I got my lovebirds right here. But no, it's not in here. Hold on. I'll be right back, guys. But basically, I just bought the Latios Latias GX. I should have walked out of that convention with another $10,000 in cash. But I bought the Latios Latias, right? Prime example of a massive mistake. Acting too impulsively, buying something that is honestly liquid, but not the rarest thing in the world, in a market that I knew felt probably way too hot. I am disappointed in myself because even if that card goes up in value, I'm still disappointed in myself because I had a chance to have cash on the sidelines for if something does happen. And if there's anything I can put out in this stream, I want you guys to be really, really careful right now with buying stuff. I can't buy anything. I have to sit on the sidelines and watch because I got to refinance on my house. I got to get my mortgage down. So I can't spend any money on anything. But I still think it's good to spread that message. And the thing is, if I could spend money on stuff right now, I probably would be looking at something to buy in this market. But that's the thing. One thing you guys got to know is like, I would probably be looking at buying something in this market after it's retraced just a little bit, right? Like, now's the chance. Now's your chance to get some of these cards while they're cheap, right? But I'm often wrong. I'm often wrong in terms of buying stuff after it dips initially, and then it dips further down. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that we're plateauing right now? Or do you guys think that we are at the beginning of a serious correction? Earlier today, I kind of thought like, I just think we're slowing down a little bit. But I think once that spreads a little more and people realize that this isn't the safest place to put your money, I think prices are going to fall pretty hard. I think prices are going to fall pretty hard, and modern is going to be the first thing. I think modern is going to be the first thing that dumps really hard. Vintage might hold up for a little bit, and it'll catch up with vintage, I think, too. Other than the stuff that is extremely, extremely rare, which the vast majority of people don't have. So really, I think what's in most people's collections is going to drop in value drastically. And I'm not trying to freak anybody out. That's just what I think deep down. Anyways, Avenger, waiting to get more cash. Gonna vend first, consolidate my collection. And like, it might even be too late. It might even be too late to try and consolidate your collection. Like, I think the past couple of weeks was the tippy top. And I probably should have known a little bit better too. My good friend who's been in this hobby 20 plus years, Gem Mint Pokemon, TCA Gaming, these guys are the big guys. They're selling. Now, to be fair, they're in this stuff way, way, way less than us. So it makes sense for them to sell. But also them selling, I think, tells us a lot about what's going on. Spanam doesn't think it'll dump hard. Rudy had a pretty bullish Pokemon video today. Okay. Chen, some things that don't have listings might start to pop up if the market starts dipping. If it's something I like, I'll still buy, which is fair. Like I said, I would probably still buy even in a down market, even if I'm not buying at the lowest low that's going to be created. Phantasmal boxes are $400 a box, which is great, honestly. We had the same thoughts in November and December. This is true. We did think this, but even at that time, I think it was believable that there was still a little bit more juice to run. Dan the Rager says we're going to have a bull run. Billy, Alien Invasion, you have to save 7 cards from your collection. What vintage cards are you saving before they come to collect the rest of your collection? Gold Star Rayquaza, my first Ed Zard, Skyridge Zard, Shining Zard, Skyridge Gengar, Sabrina's Gengar, and then I got one more. I'm going to go with Blaine's Charizard. I know, I left out the Crystal Nidoking. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that lineup. One thing I've realized about myself tonight uh, is that I really didn't need any of the Grail cards I have. I'm a simple man. I like collecting the cards that I like the most, which honestly is not gold stars, crystals, shinings. These are things that I think are some of the rarer cards to go after. But if I could do it over again, I probably would have just collected Charizards, Dragonites, Arcanines, Nidokings, Tyrannitars, Gengars. I would have just collected my favorite Pokemon, right? Um, it's funny because I regret doing master sets, and now I kind of regret doing sub Grail subsets. Anyways, Chad, how we doing? Medcard man, how we doing? Selmer with 30th anniversary. I don't think it drops much this year. Some cool sets still to come later. Rayquaza set. Those guys are playing with house money. What cards are you going after now? I don't know. I'm not going after anything right now because I need to refinance my home. Once I refinance my home and we qualify and we get our new loan, I think the reality is it's been a crazy year for me. Crazy year for growth, crazy year of purchases, and at the same time, not enough purchases, right? I went ham. I went ham last year. I went ham the year before that. And the year before that, honestly. This year has felt like I've picked up the least cards of any time I've been collecting. I feel like I'm getting so much less for my money this year. And I think it's undeniable with some of the sales of some of the big vintage cards. I'm like, dude, why is it so hard for us to believe that this market cannot run forever? It can't run forever. People are going to need money. They're going to need their money back. And when everybody's scrambling to get money, I think everyone starts selling. You have to do what's best for your overall life, well-being sometimes. You're fortunate to have built such an amazing collection these past few years. It's okay to prioritize something for a period. Also, I was like reading some posts on Instagram. This guy was talking about how we really label like collecting. We're like, if you sell, you're not a collector. I want to point something out. I'm very attached to my cards, but in a time like this, I should have and still should sell a few cards, the biggest ones. But my thing is, I'm not like TCA Gaming or Gem Mint Pokemon. I wasn't in these cards for next to nothing. These guys selling this stuff, they're in it for way, way less. A lot of people selling this peak stuff, like my buddy who sold off his collection, he's in that stuff for way less. My time will come. Our time will come. Those of us buying in this craziness that maybe we miss a boat on selling. 5-10 years down the road is when I think I would like to sell down the road. But damn, is it tough to not go ahead and take gains on some of these cards. It is tough, man. It's tough. And like my mental health, really, my finances and mental health really this year, and it's like I'm not whining about it. I'm just saying my mental health, it's been tough this year. Finances have been tough this year. And people have to understand that coming to my channel and hear me talk about racking up my credit card, I'm not just a total degenerate. I bought a major life upgrade. When we bought this house, it was a huge upgrade. We didn't sell our old house, right? I could have cashed out then, didn't sell. I'm hoping down the road people will see that I had a vision and that it's all going to work out. But it is tough to sit through these periods and see people selling for insane gains on some of this stuff. And to say, nope, I'm going to keep holding on to this stuff. But I don't see how it's any different from our old house. I didn't sell it because I see a potential. in the real estate market, right? I see a bubble down the road when millennials are freaking out that there's nothing for sale. And then boom, I put up my house and now it's worth twice as much as what I would have sold it for after we moved into this house. Same thing with collecting. When I let go of this stuff, it's going to make so much sense, right? And it makes sense now, but also I'm still young and I still want to have these cards in my collection. It's hard. It's hard to like let go of this stuff and know that you're probably never going to get it again. That's what I grapple with. I'm not like a big time vendor seller. It's not easy for me to find this stuff again. So if it was, it would be easy for me to sell this stuff. But when you're a collector like me and you collect stuff as you go and you collect one card at a time, it's really fucking hard to part with this stuff, right? So I'll most likely not capitalize on any of my Grail cards, even though I feel like I really should. Most likely won't capitalize on any of them. And I'll most likely continuing to collect, rare Pokemon cards. But I'm just saying right now it feels like things are taking a turn, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. If you don't have the kind of assets, and I'm not comparing you guys to me at all. I'm just saying if I was in a different position, I didn't have other assets, I didn't have other streams of income, I don't think I could hold on to these cards. I don't think it would be responsible of me. I've got wife, I've got kids, and like there's a lot of pressure on me to provide as well. But I make enough money from renting our other house. I make enough money from working my butt off at the bar that I can continue making it work. But it's tough. And, if you guys are out there and you're listening and you don't have a certain job security or you don't know, if you're going to be able to sustain continuing to collect in this market as prices go higher, I would seriously consider selling before things go down more. And don't take my advice, right? I'm just saying what I think. Right? If my cards get cut in half in value, I'll still love them because I am a true collector at heart. It doesn't mean that it's a smart decision though. They were just another article saying how Pokemon cards are beating the S&P. I think it was CBS or NBC. And the thing is, with stuff like that, I think they're way too late. They're already way too late, in my opinion. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. It's tough because the whole 30th year of Pokemon, I think we're going to a bear market. There's, 30th anniversary, and there's a Rayquaza set, but, none of that matters. It really doesn't matter. It does not matter. People have just decided they're tapped the fuck out, right? And maybe it's just a couple auctions here and there. Maybe it's not everything. But it's like the wealthiest people in this hobby are the ones that can continue going. Most of us cannot continue going, right? I think I speak for a lot of people out there when I say I am fucking fried. I'm tapped out. Take a buying break might make the next buy feel more meaningful. And absolutely, like taking a break is great. It's great for your mental health. It's great for your wallet. And also maybe switch it up. Buy into another TCG. I bought that dope Yu-Gi-Oh card, the Dark Paladin up there. It's made me super fulfilled. So happy. I don't even know if there's another card I could have bought that would have made me happier than that card. And that card was $1,300, right? Comparable cards that I want in Pokemon are $13,000, right? I can't get the kind of fulfillment without spending an arm and a leg. And my Skyridge Gengar, yeah, it's an amazing card and it's gone up a lot in value. But I still am sore about how much I spent on that card. I don't know if people can handle dumping this much on cards and stomaching it long term. I don't know, man. And y'all know I can stomach some pretty heavy cards, but I think for me, 20 grand, 25 grand is like right up there where I'm like really, really uncomfortable spending that much money on a card. I didn't even spend that on my first edition Charizard. I spent 18 on my first edition Charizard. And that card is way more iconic and way more meaningful than my Gold Star Umbreon or the Skyridge Gengar. Some cards are so rare it's justified, but it's just it's tough. Um, right now, but we are going to talk about rare cards that we want to go after. That is kind of the purpose of the stream. The purpose of the stream is not for me to um, complain and whine about the market or my problems. And I'm going to read all these. I hope everybody's having a great night. I hope everybody's having a good start to the week. I hate to say it, but the war might actually be good for collectibles. People flock to collectibles in time of economic uncertainty. The physical nature is key. And you may be right. You may be right. Absolutely. Like, this could be another soon-to-be golden era of Pokemon card collecting where the $10,000 cards are going to be cheap to what they are a year or two from now, right? Or, the modern alt arts that are, $1,000 or a couple $100 might be cheap in comparison to the future, right? Ascended Heroes, Mega Gengar, right? Phantasmal Flames, Charizard. I do think those need to retrace a little bit, but like cards like that could have major future potential. Stuff that's more affordable, I think simplified Chinese is a cool thing to maybe collect because there's also a lot of Chinese exclusives. To your question, Joe Boyd, the Chinese exclusives are really really cool, so that could be something to go into. Um, I think a jerky and water diet sounds really really awful, um, but you could do a 3 day fast. You could and see if your body doesn't shut down, but I would fasting is really really important, and just drink a lot of water. The weekend went by really fast. Absolutely. Where do you want to be financially at the end of your 40s? I mean, I'm the end of my 40s. I can't even think that far ahead, but I see you updated that to 30s. The end of my 30s, um, I think at the end of my 30s, a lot of my like people that are older in this hobby, they're selling off, right? They're continuing to collect, continuing to buy, sell, trade, but they're accepting that they may never see some of these cards again. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with passing on the torch to somebody else that has the money to buy my collection off of me. I'm hoping it will go to another collector. That ultimately would be the goal, to pass it down to another collector that's really passionate about it and not just somebody that's going to flip it, which down the road they might. But the idea is to get it in the hands of somebody that really values it the way that I do. I made that mistake. I sold some stuff at the show, and honestly, some of those cards went to the wrong people, I think. Um, and honestly, if this market dips, right, there's a Skyridge PSA 9 Gengar. I sold it for 10.5. That auction is sitting at like 9 point something right now. If it doesn't go over 10.5, that's going to tell me that I made the right decision. I let go of that card at the right time. And thank God I let go of some stuff. It really, really hurt. But thank God I did something in this craziness. Because honestly, I was thinking I wasn't going to end up selling anything in this market, really. Um, but like the end of my 30s, I've absolutely done everything to accomplish my goals, right? I'm not going to need anything, right? By the end of my 30s, I imagine I'll still probably be collecting cards like a madman, but I would like to think that I'll hit a point in my life where I can sell that stuff. I'll be sitting very, very pretty. If I sold my other house and I sold my Pokemon card collection entirely, I would be a multimillionaire. I would be a multi-millionaire. Instead, I'm sitting here bickering about cards and the market and prices, but that's because I like being a collector. I unfortunately value collecting way more than I value being really well off financially. And that's probably not a good thing, but that's just how I'm built. That's just, I want to keep collecting. Toy Guardian, what's good, OG? It's never enough. We always thirsty. How we doing? Avenger, would you sell off your collection that you regret picking up and just collect cards you love? And that's the thing. Like, guys, if I can pay off my card, we can refinance this house. I will get back into slowly collecting these cards that I didn't get a chance to go after. I don't want to sell off my collection. I don't want to sell the cards that I'm even not the biggest fans of, right? Like the Shinings, the Crystals, the Gold Stars, for even First Ed Base. And I love First Ed Base, but like at this point, it would be nice to have some of the specific cards that I badly wanted, like Fossil Dragonite and Dark Blastoise, Dark Charizard, literally any of the Charizards. I'm a Charizard fanboy at heart. I would rather have a briefcase full of Charizards than like anything else. Honestly, I am I am so confident in myself and so confident that the challenges that I'm facing now and the life that I'm trying to build will end up manifesting into one of the craziest card collections ever. And I'm up against some serious competition. The guys in the Grail space, like they're relentless. These guys are relentless whales. They're sharks. They're Giovannis. They just don't stop. They keep on collecting. And so I have to keep on collecting too. I have to keep on going hard. So I'm not going to stop, guys. I'm not going to stop, and I'm not going to sell the stuff that I don't like, because no. The answer to that is no. I'm not going to sell the stuff that I'm not the biggest fan of in my collection, because it's still a goal to me. It's still something I accomplished. It's still memories and sentimental value. You know, the crystals, the gold stars, the shinings, and the first eds base set cards. Those are very sentimental to me, and I'm gonna pull it off. I'm gonna pull it off. I'm gonna get all the shinings. It's gonna suck, but we're gonna do it. I'm gonna finish. I just need a couple more base set cards, and then it's done. It's done. I'm done with that chapter. I may swap them out here and there, get nicer copies. Who knows? But I'll be done with that chapter. I am going to, for sure, go after the cards I want most. But I guess I want to complete these goals first, and then I can continue on. But you guys are going to see it. I'm going to get that Fossil Dragonite PSA 10. I'm going to get Jungle PSA 10 First Ed cards. I'm going to get Aquapolis cards that I've been going after for a long time. Skyridge cards that I still don't have. I know one thing is for sure. I'll be collecting the rest of my life, probably. If I'm going to go after the cards that I want to go after, I'm going to be collecting the rest of my life. And we are going to get into those cards soon. I appreciate you guys for sticking it out and listening to me babble and babble and babble. I honestly thank you guys for hearing me out. What generation legendary Pokemon is your favorite? Dude, 100% Hoenn. Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza all day, which is why I could never give up the Gold Stars. There's too many Hoenn Pokemon in the Gold Stars. Like, come on, I'm never getting rid of the Gold Stars. Also, the Gold Stars, as much as I fucking hated completing them, it is a major feat. It will always go down as one of the most incredible things I've done as a collector. And you've got a little bit of everything. You've got the legendary dogs. You've got the Hoenn. You've got starters. You've got evolutions. So even if I don't get some of those cards that I want most, like there's some Umbreons and some Espeons and Jolteon, Flareon, Vaporeon, there's some evolutions that I badly want in Vintage. But at least I have some Vintage Grails, right? At least the Gold Stars give me a little bit of everything, right? You know, the Crystals give me a little appreciation for things like Golem or Crobat or Kabutops, right? Now, when I collect the Shining Kabutops, I'll have the Crystal Kabutops and the Shining Kabutops and the first edition Fossil Kabutops. Like, it's hard to see the whole vision when I'm still so far away from what I want for my collection. But all these cards I have now that I don't feel the best about, it's going to be amazing when I have other variants, other, species collecting, right? Like Misty's Gyarados, Gold Star Gyarados, first edition base set Gyarados, eventually Skyridge Gyarados, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Skyridge Gyarados. Um, what other Gyarados cards? I had that Breakpoint Gyarados, but I sold it way too soon. I'm not from Cali. We on the East Coast, but I got those Cali vibes. That's dumb. It's like saying you're not a collector if you trade. Right. As a personal finance question, when do you decide to sell cards to pay off debt, like credit cards, home, student loans, etc.? So, with my house mortgage, because of thank fucking God for YouTube, because like it's not all just like what I make from work and rent money. YouTube is pitching in too now, but from my rental property, that's half of my mortgage basically. So I'm still not even really footing the whole bill on my mortgage. And that was the challenging part. Instead of selling my house, I'm renting, which, oh my God, I got so lucky. My rental tenant has been fucking amazing the past couple months. She had maybe some genuine complaints in the beginning, and now not a peep. She's not saying a word. I'm terrified that my house is probably in shambles, but I don't even want to know about it. She's paying. That's all I care about. In terms of debt, paying off debt, basically, once I buy a card and it is doubled, tripled, quadrupled in value, and it's in a short period of time, that's when I think, okay, I probably need to get rid of this. So, for example, first edition Typhlosion, I bought it 2,800, right? It basically doubled in value. I just sold it at a show. I was able to even take 80% at the show because I was still up on that card. It's not just that I was up on the card, it's that I was up on it in such a short period of time. The Skyridge Gengar in a 9, I bought that for 6.3 and I sold it at the show for 10.5. That was an easy thing to let go of because even at 80% value, I was still almost doubling my money on that card. I think in a short period of time, when you're doubling your money on anything in this hobby, get rid of it. Pay off the debt, get rid of it, which is what I did. I also didn't fully pay off my debt. I have 35K left on my debt. Tonight I paid off a little bit more, so it's like 34 something now. And I racked it all the way up to 50K. But I could sell my Skyridge Gengar in a 10, and right now I would have no debt and I would have more cash. But one thing, that I did was after the show, I walked out selling a bunch of stuff, and I walked out with like 30 something thousand dollars. If I hadn't bought the goddamn lovebirds, I would have had 40 something thousand in cash, which I regret that. I regret it. I regret it. I should have cashed out. I should not have bought the lovebirds. In fact, I'm going to go get them because I need to appreciate the lovebirds. But if you're up double on your investment on something, if you're up double on the card, right? Buying duplicates of cards is a great strategy. It has worked really, really well for me. And I wish I could do it more. The problem with that strategy is that instead of buying, the duplicate and making money on the duplicate, I could have bought other cards that would have gone up just as much. If you're up 100% on something in 2 or 3 or 4 months, you should get rid of it. You really should. I don't follow my own advice on a lot of stuff, though. There's cards that I bought recently that are up a lot. Misty's Gyarados, Erica's Venusaur. Dude, I'm just going to go get the briefcase because the briefcase will allow me to look at some cards and tell you guys how well I did on them. And I don't do that often. I just look at it like I'm collecting, I'm a maniac, I'm insane, and I can't be helped. But we're going to talk about some of these cards I bought and how well I did on them despite my credit card debt, and why the credit card debt is irrelevant if you're doing that well on these cards. Bio 5 to 10 years, the entire economy is so good luck. You can always buy it back, but you can't when you're competing with the whales. I have 300 Omayas Pikachu sheets unpeeled. I want to dump them on the market and destroy the price. You should. That sounds amazing. Even if you're a collector that sells something from time to time, we still end up keeping more than we sell anyways. It's very true. It's very, very true. And that's why selling is a very important part of this market. But me personally, I don't think I could ever have enough Pokemon cards, right? So it's like very natural for me to make money in this hobby because I'm always just collecting. I think collecting is, the best way to be. James, I appreciate you. You leveled up. You're supporting me. I really appreciate that. There's not a lot of ways to make money on YouTube. You have members, you have ad revenue. I don't have a Patreon. I don't have a way for people to kind of donate directly to me, but like there's super chats and there's ad revenue, and that's about it. So when you guys are members, I it's just basically a way of saying that, hey, we're trying to throw you a bone here, even if it's something little, and I appreciate every little bit. There will never be a time in my channel, no matter how big it gets, if it ever gets big, because it probably will never get that big. And I'm okay with that. I like this community. I like what we have going. But I will always appreciate any super chat. You could send me $1 and I would be like, yo, what's good? Thank you. Don't send me 500. Don't send me 100. Don't send me something crazy, because honestly, that's not what we're all about here, right? I appreciate it, but I'm not asking you guys for handouts. Um, I'm hoping you get something from me and get something from my channel, and get something from hearing a collector that's been doing this for years and all the struggles that I have, and can kind of get something out of it. Um, no, I just collect cards mainly. I have some sports cars, but honestly, those were terrible investments. Sometimes it's okay to sell if there's a slightly inferior version available. You really could downgrade a lot of your vintage 10s, 9s to 9s, 8. That being said, sounds like it's not the time. Um, we on the East Coast over here. Just means you have a different path and strategize differently than the masses. Thank you. I do need to go to bed. Love from Detroit. What's good? If I went with my heart, I'd have a good amount of OG Yu-Gi-Oh! And MTG Rare Grails. Go with your heart, guys. Follow the heart of the cards. Honestly, back to what Yugi's grandpa says. I don't care what everybody else thinks. The heart of the cards, and that shit is real, right? Um, and the thumbnail tonight is a joke. Shout out to Doctor for making that thumbnail. But like, I really feel like Giovanni. I'm just out here trying to collect all the rarest Pokemon there are, at whatever cost, right? Probably drives my wife crazy, even though she doesn't really say it enough, and she's supportive. Um, blah 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 blah. Um, blah 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 blah. Dio's cards, what's good? Dark Paladin is gas. What's good? Sweet Leaf, what's good? Madcar Man, what's good? Do you have first ed PSA 10 Jungle Evolutions? I don't, but I want them. I just bought 100 Palafins. Zay, someone in their 20s, what moves did you make or advice do you have to help accumulate wealth, like houses, providing for family, or having a crazy card collection? Grind. Grind really, really hard. And don't give up, and don't stop, and don't listen to anybody else. You have your path, everyone has theirs. You have to believe in yourself, but you've got to grind. The life that I have, I rarely actually enjoy my cards, which is sad. I work constantly. I provide constantly. I am constantly thinking about what I could do more of. Luckily, doing YouTube videos is also something I enjoy. So, with that being said, find something you really enjoy and do it if that means starting a YouTube channel tonight, do it, right? Spend less time worrying about what everybody else is doing and spend more time trying to tend to your garden. Buy what you love, but but hustle. Work several jobs if you have to. I've said in the past to work harder, not smarter, but work smarter. If you've got things that work for you, do it, right? Whatever you've got going on. There's a kid that comes into my bar and he makes a killing. He sells empanadas. He comes into my bar and I let him just sell empanadas because he's 17 and I see that he's a hustler, right? Sell empanadas. When I was a younger guy, whatever I could get my hands on, I sold, right? Anything I could get my hands on, I sold, right? It was sneakers for a while, and then it was doing stuff with my friends and their businesses, doing part-time gigs. I worked at an auto bell for a while. And then I, asked my friends basically, if they wanted me to detail their cars, mowing people's lawns, literally like anything I could do as a younger guy, I did it. Literally anything. Making money was very, very important to me from a younger age. And life goes by quick. If you don't prioritize making money, it can be pretty brutal. That being said, you should have hobbies that aren't all about money. And this hobby for a lot of people is all about money. I've worked really hard in my life to make money doing anything other than just selling Pokemon cards. But there's people that have a full-time job doing this and they make a great living. You could do vending, you could do grading, you get really good at grading, even though that's gotten really, really tough, right? Grading cards has gotten really tough. There's young kids that come into my neighborhood and offer to cut people's grass. There's so much money out there. You just have to grab it, right? But also, I've been privileged. I've been really privileged. My parents own a property in Uptown, and I run a bar on the property, but without that property, I wouldn't be here, right? So while I am doing a very good job running that business, it wouldn't be there without some privilege. So if that means you have to ask your family to step in and help, like, hey, I just need a loan so that I can start this business, right? I just need help starting this up, right? I'll never act like I did everything on my own because I didn't. I had people that helped me, right? But with that power comes responsibility. I didn't burn my bridges. I didn't disrespect people that gave me a hand. I listened and I did what people wanted me to do. And I worked my ass off. And like you could, like bartending, you could do that anywhere, right? You build a clientele, you get people to come in, you have cash coming in. Get a good job. Get a good job and stick with it, and don't worry about whether, you're moving up in life. Just have money coming in, have income coming in. I don't know. I would say to any young person, start a YouTube channel. Honestly, the worst that can happen is you fail at it, but that's a decent way to make money, right? People are living the dream on YouTube, right? Streamers are living the dream, and I'm not one of them. Streamers are living the dream, right? Playing video games and just talking about news in the world, like drink break. Shout out to Yoo-hoo, my favorite beverage, my new favorite thing. Polywog. So you're saying you're going to sell it all one day and don't actually enjoy the cardboard and plastic. Not exactly, but you can think that. And I hope you're also just joking. Oh, JK. Okay, I'm not going to take that seriously. Keep the collection or retire early. More time with family, more freedom to do what you want. Is the decision still clear? That would be the easy route. I've never been one to take the easy route. Actually, that's not true. As a younger guy, I definitely wanted to take the easy route. I wanted to learn how I could make money fast. and not how I can make money long term. And now, you know, if I didn't have a successful business, I would have already sold it. I would have already sold stuff off. But I'm confident in myself and I have faith. That's another thing. A lot of people don't have faith. A lot of people don't have faith in anything, in any system, in any government, in any society. There's just no faith, right? People don't have faith. I used to not have a lot of faith. I have faith. I have faith that things are going to work out. I believe in myself, but I also have faith that things are going to work out. Um, Kind of blindly believe that I'm going to keep on collecting and things will keep on working out and the bar is going to do really well, but I'm not promised any of this. My whole life could fall apart tomorrow. Everything. Really. My rental house, a tree could fall on it. The renter would have to relocate. I would have to pay her the months of rent that she's not living in the house. That's how that works, I'm pretty sure. I would be devastated. I would be screwed. I would have this massive, financial headache of trying to figure out what I would do with the property. My bar business could struggle, which it did for 2 weeks. I was talking on here about how I was worried. Like, we're not promised anything, right? And that's one of the reasons I should sell, because we're not promised anything. But I have faith. I believe that everything will continue working out. And I have a good attitude. Things will be okay. You got to have faith. Don't talk about food. That sounds great. Don't talk about food. It sounds so good. Uh, Good thing you don't like Yu-Gi-Oh! You'd hate it. Not as collector friendly. Actually, guess you just popped in. You ain't know about this. I just collected my first Yu-Gi-Oh! Grail card, and this card makes me happier than any Pokemon card has in a really long time. So, no, some things I know for sure whatever I buy in Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm probably gonna lose money on. Um, and I'm perfectly fine with that because a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards are way, 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 way cheaper than Pokemon right now. So, um, change your glass frame. Old school Pokemon. I'm stuck, man. I'm also trying to complete Japanese Gold Star set, but the play promo Umbreon is going to kill me. Bro, you're a whale. You are a whale if you're going after that. You are a whale. Uh, Hairline check. It's not great. Hairline check. I'm already self-conscious about it. Don't make me more self-conscious about it. That's why we grew our hair out. Polywog, I only have 3,500 in debt. I have no cards, but you're making me feel a little closer out of debt by proxy. Well, then my job is done. My job is done because I have 10 times that amount of debt. 10 times that amount of debt. Um, I also still have. I was into paintball for a while. I'm still into paintball. I still play paintball, but I'm not like buying and flipping as much in paintball. I'm really trying to pivot back to Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! But I still have like I thought I had 13. I still have like 16 paintball guns that I need to liquidate. So that is going to be nice. I just sold 3 and I just got the payout tonight for those. It was $1,300 and I was in at 800. It was like 1,500 over eBay and then 1,300 after fees. Anyways, that could be good when that money comes in. That'll be clutch cuz yeah, that's going to be like it's like 16 guns. That's like I don't know, 5, 6, 7K right there. Probably turn into 10K. So that's the other thing. I'm not just selling Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh! I dabble in other things, right? I'm willing to try anything to see what works, what doesn't work. You gotta fail. Honestly, that's a great way to tell someone how to be successful. Fail a fucking ton. Fail and fail and fail, right? In relationships, in businesses, just be a failure. You got to embrace being a failure to some extent, right? Um, it is a good time to sell. A lot of willing buyers, a lot of people that feel like they just can't find the cards they want. So maybe now is a good time to liquidate. They feel like they're getting a slightly better deal, and they might still be buying at the top of the market compared to what it could be in a month or two from now. So, uh, Koro Mew is amazing. Love that card. I would, if you love that card, just keep it. You know, that is a card that has moved a lot and it's seen a lot of eyes. I don't see a card like that coming down too much. Um, Someone's about to clear you out of your Zards. R.I.P. to the Zards. Definitely get enough entertainment out of you to pay a few bucks every month. I appreciate it. I'm gonna buy all the Omanite card like that Kabuto collectors. We will be the fossil weirdos. Collect what you love. Um, Chase, dude, yo, what's good? Will Barrett sent me a super chat of $2. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Like, I think some people think that like little amounts don't matter, they don't make a difference, but I am not that guy. I'm not gonna take offense to you sending me pennies. I don't care anything, any amount of support. It adds up in the long run and it makes me feel appreciated. But at the same time, y'all don't need to send me jack shit. I like doing these streams. I've been like doing these streams, and now they actually have a turnout that's like great. 50 people? Now I know 20 of you are about to leave me now, but 50 people? My channel is not that big. The fact that 50 people are willing to hang out in here with me and just kick it and keep it real and listen to me rant about shit, dude, I feel so loved. Like, so loved. Um, Dude, of course I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Love Yu-Gi-Oh! Bandit Keith is my guy. The card of the cards equals equals lovebirds. I guess in a way, yeah, dude. So we're gonna get some of my Grail cards. We're also gonna talk about. I've been putting it off. We are gonna be talking about cards that I want to go after. I'm just gonna start listing off cards I want to go after. Um, Polywog. If you play your cards right, you might be a moderator here too. Orion, you see that Japanese Ampharos sale I had today? Yes, dude. Congrats on that, dude. That's huge. I think you made the right choice, dude. I wouldn't care what anybody thinks. I think you made the right choice on that card. You did so fucking well on that card. Dude, that's one of those moments, dude. You're in that card, nothing. You sold it, you cashed out. That was an amazing play. I fucking hate you for it, honestly, because it seems like it came to you very easily, but it didn't. You took a gamble, you bought a collection, you sorted through it, you sold off the stuff you didn't need, you graded the stuff you felt good about, and it paid off. And you did it in this crazy market and somehow got your return back in a reasonable amount of time. I'm very proud of you, dude. I'm even more proud of you for considering keeping some of those cards, even though I know you're probably going to sell them all. But I know you want to keep them, which it's the thought that counts. Um, take this to heart. The days are long, but the decades are short. And that's why I'm okay to be working myself to death. I'm okay to stay up late and do these streams because it makes the days longer, right? It makes my life fuller. It makes me feel like I experience so much within a day, from getting up with my kids, shipping stuff out, spending time with my family during the day, doing activities, watching TV, blobbing around the house. I make a YouTube video. I go to work. I work a shift. And then we do a stream later at night. Like, my days are dense, guys. And the only thing I need in my day to make it even better is going to the gym. My physical health, I have not been putting my physical health first, and none of this matters without it. Um, Dude, the Torchic, yeah, Torchic is my guy. Torchic is my guy. All the plushies are actually my kids' plushies, but we do trades. We do trades. I kind of want to teach my daughter trading, and we do that through plushie exchanges, right? My daughter we had a Venusaur right there, and I told my daughter, if you got to trade me something for the Venusaur, and she was like, okay, I'll give you Totodile. I'm like, all right, fair trade. Trade Totodile for the Venusaur. Um, Appreciate you, Snap Crackle. Um, Steve Beats says, yo, Yoo-hoo is gross. Ain't no way. I love my Yoo-hoo. Johnny Walker says, I think this is the easy route, buddy. To people out there that think streaming and doing YouTube videos is easy, there's a reason not everybody does it. Because it's not easy. It's draining. It's time consuming. You feel like nobody gives a what you have to say. You feel like nobody cares about you. You feel completely unappreciated and unseen until a certain point. This is a grind. And I have great respect for content creators out there, even the ones that I feel like made it way sooner than I did. It's a grind, right? You can make it easy and you can make it fun. And for the most part, these days, it feels pretty easy. But no one can tell me I don't put the time in. 1,100 videos, bro. 1,100 videos. Most of them are 20, 30 minutes long. You guys do the math on how much time I've had in YouTube. A stream every week. Now 3 streams a week. Whew, sheesh. On top of, I worked 6 days this week. On top of, I have a rental tenant that I have to occasionally go and maintain that property. Bro, I'd be grinding. On top of shipping stuff out every morning on eBay, bro, I'm spent. I'm spent. Now, my phone is going to die. I'm enjoying talking to you guys. We still have not talked about, god damn it, I got to scroll all the way down. I'm still so far off. We have not talked about the cards that I'm going to go over. We're going to talk about the cards I'm going to go after still. I didn't smoke anything. I wish I did. Dope, do you fight people in Target for cards? Anybody in this stream can answer you that. I literally never scalped in my life. You're so cool in the way you fail and fail. I appreciate that. Thank you. I failed my way into this this little great value mansion. Dude, I'd be failing up. I'd be failing up. I appreciate that, Alex. Cartier ring, dude. We got some people with some style. You definitely got blessed by PSA. We are gonna go over the Grails. What's good, Alyssa? How we doing tonight? I think I'm all the way down. I think I'm all the way down the stream at this point. Feral Child. Dude, it literally is just chocolate and water. I don't know how Yoo-hoo could be that gross. And how they even mastered the art of chocolate and water is beyond me. Let's see. Sorry to hear that if someone stole your collection. Giant bag off. You're my hero. I appreciate that. You should do another collection buy. That one collection stream you did was fun to watch. Also very profitable. Which one was that? Oh my god. Yeah, that was a good time. I think I made my money back on that one. All right, you guys. I'm going to go get a charger because my phone is how I stream because I'm failing at life and I don't have a camera crazy stream setup. I'm going to go get my my briefcase with my Grail cards, and we're going to go over some of those. And we're going to go over some of the cards that I wish I had, some stuff that I definitely want to buy. All right, I appreciate you guys. Stick around. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. And honestly, these guys don't know what they're in for, right? I have been sleeping on YouTube for a while, but no one is going to outgrind me from here. Videos every day, 3 streams a week, not enough sleep, but I'll get there. Anyways, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get my cards. All right. We got the Grail briefcase. Now we're going to go to a different area of the room since this charger does not reach over here. So we'll hang out in the corner of the room. And he gone. Let's see. All right, guys. Let's plug in right here. All right. Now, story time. All right. So, we alive, everybody awake. All right. So, we'll go down some cards, and they might spark me talking about some other cards. All right. Lovebirds, right? This card is, I think, my biggest mistake recently. I think it could still keep moving in value, but honestly, I just think I put way too much into it in a market that could potentially fall. All right. So that's my worst play. We're starting off with my worst play, arguably my fail. Skyridge Gengar. Amazing play. 25,000. People are going to try and get $100,000 for this card very soon. You guys see this? Very soon people are going to try and get $100,000 for this card. And honestly, I'm probably still not going to sell it. Okay, Gengar cards that I want. The Expedition Gengar, I would love to have that one. Neo Destiny Gengar, would love to have that one. Oh, and I actually want a big-ass chain. I want a big-ass Cuban necklace. But my Discord said that was ridiculous. Thank you. I am built like a French fry. I appreciate that. I'm like kind of crinkly, kind of crispy, you know, on the edges. I like to be a little crispy on the edges. Okay. Other Gengar. Not a big fan of the Fossil Gengar. I'm trying to think. The Plasma Gengar is pretty cool, but I'm not like crazy about that. I do really want the Ascended Heroes. The Mega Gengar looks sick. Nebby, thank you. I think the Cuban is baller too. All right, next up. First edition Charizard, right? This guy is up big time, but this is probably one of my favorite cards that I have in my entire collection. This would be one of the last cards that I sold. This would be one of the last ones right here. This is like my, I did it. I won. If you can win in this hobby, this card is winning in this hobby, in my opinion. Now, let's talk about Charizards. Charizards that I wish I would have gone after instead of the stuff that's here. Okay, Dark Charizard, first edition. Amazing, all right. Inverse the camera, it's flipped for you. Okay, all right, fair. I got you guys. Okay. Oh, that doesn't help. Sorry, I gotta cover. All right. Charizard, my baby, right? Cards that I wish I got. Dark Charizard, Okay. Stormfront Charizard. Okay. What else we got? Base set Charizard. Yes, base set Charizard. Even though I have a first ed, I would still like the base set Charizard. I would like to have that unlimited print too. In a 10 or a 9, honestly. There was a 9 in my shop recently, but it was kind of cooked. So, not that one. Also, guys, I noticed something about my lovebirds, and it's driving me fucking crazy. And had I seen this at the show, I don't know how I missed this, guys. Not only did that scumbag get 10 grand from me, not only did he get $10,000 from me, but I have to be one of the only people with a copy like this. Yo, Nebby, I really appreciate that. I have to be one of the only motherfuckers with a copy like this. Let me show you guys something, if you didn't already fucking notice it. You guys notice anything about this copy off the bat? I want to see if anybody can notice it. Does anybody know what's wrong with this copy and why I might want to get rid of it? Can anybody tell me what's wrong with this copy? Nope. Three, two, one. White dot top right. James fucking wins. White dot top right. This, and I kind of like it because it's kind of unique. There's no other Latios Latias like it to what I've seen. This was a printing quality control error. That is where ink is missing. That little dot where it shows hollow, that's where ink is missing. You see that? Like, bruh, how the fuck are you gonna ask $10,000 with that spec right there? Dude, no wonder he was in such a good mood. Anyways, it is still an absolute grail. At least I got the Year of the Horse graded guard from it, right? Right? And I will say, dude, this copy is exceptional. It's really, really clean, guys. But yeah, I'd be lying. I'd be lying if I wasn't fucking devastated by the fact that it has this little tiny, like, bruh. Do you know how difficult the average collector with this kind of money? Do you know how difficult it's gonna be to sell a card like this back into the market to someone that wants, like, dude, and this is not a hard card to find a perfect copy of. How in the world did I pick up the one fucking copy that has that silver dot right there? How? Bro, how? Like, crazy. And only a collector can understand my struggle. Like, bruh. Steve Beats thinks I'm overreacting, but I don't know. I'm hurt, guys. I love this card so much, and I'm okay to pay $10K for a perfect copy. But even the slightest thing on a card that's this modern and this available, nah. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But it's okay. Like, I overreact with a lot of things. But it's tough. It is a 10 because that is a printing defect. But yeah, guys, I think it's time to list the Latios Latias. Like, god damn it. God damn it. I think it's time to list this one. I can't believe this either. Like, I honestly cannot believe this. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. I did all that hustling. I did all that hustling at that show and just cashed out that fucker. And, like, didn't even go down on the price for me. Like, wasn't even the least bit negotiable on it. Like, I fucking deserve it, guys. I fucking deserve it. I deserve it for not fucking looking at that card better at the show. I swear to God it wasn't there at the show. I swear to God it was not there. Fees will eat you alive. Oh, man. On me. To literally recoup my money, I'd have to list this at 12 $12,000. 12,000. Yeah, no. I'm fucking cooked. I'm fucking cooked. This is gonna end up being a vendor card for me, or I'm just gonna keep it and learn to love it. But like, holy fucking Christ, dude. Anyways, moving forward, like, god damn, dude, I have to be so unlucky in terms of like how many cards I've bought and not been happy with and just bought several copies. Okay, moving on. Let's look at First Ed Blastoise, right? All right, Blastoise. Pick this guy up for I think like 2,900, something like that, $2,900. Anyways, Blastoise cards. The Expedition Blastoise, the Dark Blastoise, the CD promo Blastoise. All Blastoise I would love to have. I appreciate you, Nebby. I'm literally gonna have to list the Lovebirds for like 15K. God damn it, dude. God damn it. Factory issues never really bother me. If it's clean, I'm cool with it. That's why I'm good with PSA 9s. It's mostly just centering issues with PSA 9s, and that's it. Yeah, my old PSA 9 was literally cleaner than this card. It's wild, dude. I paid like, I don't even know. I think I paid like $600 or $700 for my PSA 9 back in the day. I'm starting to wish I would have just kept the PSA 9. Cooked. All right. Okay. Venusaur. First Ed. Okay, I think I paid $1,900 for this guy. Other Venusaurs I would like to have. Well, the CD promo Venusaur. Let me think what else. I'm not the biggest fan of the Expedition Venusaur. The Sun and Moon Venusaur, the Venusaur Celebi. I would love to have that one. I'm not huge into tag, but like that's mainly because most of my collection is PSA. Here's Venusaur. Okay, next up we got Raichu, because I can't think of the other Venusaur cards I would want off the top of my head right now. This Raichu is one of the best cards I've bought this year. Dude, this thing is new cert, and it is crispy, guys. You might not be able to see it, but there's a slight curvature to it. It's pack fresh, just crispy. Look at the back. Very, very clean copy. Very clean copy. Like, I love when a card's so clean, I don't even have to question it or look at it much. I'm just really glad I got a clean copy in the collection. Other Raichus I would want. The Expedition Raichu is sick. Dark Raichu, sick. Which I have that in my grading pile. I have the Shining Raichu. That's all I can think of right now. The Alolan Raichu, that would be sick. All right. Next up, we got Alakazam. Alakazam, I would love to have the Skyridge Alakazam. That would be a good card to buy. The Expedition Alakazam, any of those, they're phenomenal. Next up, we got Chansey. Now, there's really no Chansey cards that I'm really going after. This was more of like needed to get it to complete it. There's some dust, some flakes in there. That's from the foam kind of coming apart in the case. That stuff's coming off everywhere now. So there's Chansey. Let's see what else. We got Hitmonchan. I do want the Rockets Hitmonchan. That would be sick. But we're almost done with first ed base. We're in the finish line. We got a super old cert Mewtwo. It's got a gnarly print line running through it. Doesn't bother me. I don't even know if it'll show. But, yeah, Mewtwo cards I would want. There's not a lot of Mewtwo cards I would want, honestly. I mean, I already have the other Mewtwo card that I like the most. And that is in the Gold Stars. We got Gold Star Mewtwo. And same thing with Alakazam. Gold Star Alakazam. I forgot to mention that one. The Dark Venusaur promo is sick. It's sick. That is a good one. Gyarados. We got Gyarados. There's not many Gyarados cards left that I really want. Again, more residue from the case. And I do have the Misty's Gyarados and the Gold Star Gyarados, so I'm happy with those right now. Ninetales, I mean, there's Brock's Ninetales. There's not much going on in terms of Ninetales cards that I really want. Then we got Machamp over here. We're not going to spend any time on that. Lugia. The only Lugia cards I've ever really wanted were the Neogen. I'm so happy about this card. I'm so glad that I went through a couple copies to get the perfect copy. Very, very happy with this card. Old cert, but super clean. Yeah, some 9s are just amazing value. And so that and the Aquapolis are the only Lugias I really ever wanted. I mean, the Lugia EX is sick. Like, all the EXs are sick. So, actually, the Blastoise EX, the Charizard EX, and the Venusaur EX, I would like to have those. That would be cool. I do have the Pokemon Go Mewtwo, actually. Typhlosion. This is such a big one for me. This is the cleanest, most recent graded copy. I'm pretty sure it still is the most recent graded copy. Really, really nice. Really clean. There is a print line running through it. You guys could probably see that. That was an issue with, like, everything from Neo. Doesn't bother me at all. I just really wanted a clean copy. My other copy was really, really clean, but it had a black ink dot error, which is factory error. I seem to be really, really unlucky with factory error cards. This copy does not have that error. The back is clean. And TCA Gaming just sold this in a PSA 10 for $350,000. Very curious where the 9 goes long term. And none of these are for sale. Okay, big one. Tyranitar. This is my first, like, decently big Tyranitar card. I picked this up in August at Collecticon. I traded some modern stuff for this. This card is just incredible to me. And this one is a fresh grade, really. It's still really new cert. And really, really clean. I'll show you guys the back. The front's off center. Very nice copy. Yeah, it's chunky. It's chunky here and thin here. But yeah, these are the best kind of 9s you can buy, where they're like spotless, but they're off center. Like, In my opinion, that's my favorite. That's my favorite kind of 9. Ugh. Let's see. And another thing about Gold Stars is there's just a little bit of everything. This is not one of my favorite Charizard cards, but this is a big boy right here. Again, we're missing First Ed Team Rocket. We're missing Stormfront. We're missing Base Set Unlimited. We're missing Base Set 2. Base Set 2 is sick because you get the Cosmo Holo. And believe me, guys, this artwork with a Cosmo Holo is just insane. It looks so good. And then if you get a swirl right over here near the mouth, it could not be more perfect. So my legs are 100% falling asleep. I'm cooked. Being cooked. Gold Star Pikachu. Okay, Pikachu cards that I wish I had. All of them. All of them. And I'm actually not even happy with this copy. This copy has, and I'm honest about everything, right? Like I tell you guys what the issues are on cards and why I would get rid of them. This card I cannot get rid of because they are so freaking hard to get your hands on now. I don't know if it's going to show, but hold on. I'm going to try and zoom in on it. Get the light on it just right. Do you guys... Dang, dude. I can't even see what the problem is. Hold on, wait a minute. I can't even see what the freaking problem is. Okay, I see where it is. All right. There's a teeny tiny edge lift. You see that right there? You see that? Right there. That's my issue with this card. It has the slightest, most like not noticeable edge lift. Just a little bit right there. You can't tell unless it's in a certain light. But it's still really, and you can see a little bit of silver. Yeah, you guys see that? But it bothers me. I'm really crazy. Yeah, the best 9s are the ones that should have been 10s for sure. Sorry with that crazy zoom in, guys. We got Gyarados here. So we got all of our Gyarados cards. The big 3 Garys. Love Gyarados. These are sick. I'm pretty much good on Gary. Like, I'm very happy about that because Gyarados matters to me. I'm glad that we were able to pull that off. Mewtwo, not really sure what we would go after there. Alakazam, we talked about. Mew. So Mew cards, I wish I had. The Koro Mew would be sick. The Holon Phantoms, I believe, has a Mew that's insane. There's like some Mew reverses that are insane. Can't think of anything off the top of my head, but literally any Mew card is great. Ancient Mew, like any Mew card is amazing. Jolteon, this one's an easy one. The Jungle Jolteon, the first edition Jungle Jolteon, I would love to have. This one looks really banger in a teal guard too. Really like how this one looks in the teal. And we have the big kahunas. Took a while to go after these. Like a good while. This card was the source of my anxiety that I thought I would never finish the Gold Stars. I cannot believe we finally have one. God damn. That was tough. I paid, dude, such a crazy price difference on what I paid for these cards. I paid $3,700 for this one years ago. And then a year or two later, I pay $20,000 for this one. What the fuck? So if we average these together, basically 24K, 12K each, right? Or we'll say 16K and 8K. 16K and 8K. That's how I sleep at night. And then you have these other evolutions. The Skyridge Vaporeon. I would love to have the Skyridge Vaporeon. That'd be sick to have. The Skyridge Flareon is like my favorite Flareon card ever. My 7 is gone. And that is why I'm also really pissed off about that card, because I gave up cards in lower grades, my favorite arts, so that I could cash out and be a little bit better off financially, and then I rolled it into a fucking piece of shit like this. I hate myself. Yeah, Jungle Flareon would be sick. Okay, we got the Reggies. Regirock, Regice, Registeel. Registeel is my favorite. These were definitely tough to spend money on because I'm really not a huge fan of the Reggies. They're sick, but like I feel like probably the most lackluster gold stars, maybe, except for Registeel. Registeel is actually badass. But Regice, we got a swirl on this one. I don't know. Who's y'all's favorite Reggie? I do need Neo Destiny Gengar. Neo Destiny Gengar is actually down right now, I think. Okay, a big one that I don't have enough cards for. Rayquaza. I don't have any Rayquaza cards. Yo, Steve Beats, I appreciate you, bro, with the $5 doney. I appreciate you, bro. Seriously. Thank you. Yeah, that's $5 less. $5 less that I have to worry about from selling this thing. Oh, dude, what am I going to do, guys? What am I going to do? I'm going to have to use this as trade. I'm going to have to trade this. That's the only way I think I'm going to get the best value out of it, is let someone trade in stuff for this or trade it up for a bigger Grail card, which could work because vendors want stuff to trade with. So that could work. But thanks, buddy. I'll try not to be too hard on myself. Yeah. So Rayquaza, I wish I had a lot of other Rayquaza cards, right? There's so many good Rayquaza cards. It seems like we put all this hype and emphasis on Gold Star Rayquaza. And like, bro, like, believe me, I know that this is the Grail Rayquaza, right? I went crazy for this card for such a long time. And it was so surreal when I finally found one. $7,800. Found this card. It popped up on eBay for $7,800. I sent the dude an offer so fucking fast. He was like, damn, I have a wedding coming up that I'm planning with my wife, and I need to cash out. Thank you so much. Dude didn't think twice. 7.8. This is probably one of my absolute favorite pickups I've had in the hobby for, I mean, forever, really. This is my baby right here. And it's not the European copy, but it's still really, really nice and really clean. Here's the back. In fact, the back's really clean for an old Cert 9. Like, you guys got to remember, this is an old Cert. New Cert 9 probably wouldn't even have the whitening. But, like, bro, it's an old Cert 9. It's cards like this, there's a lot of them that made the cut for a 10, right? I think Rayquaza's like, what, 80? Rayquaza's like 80? Ugh. All right. We got the starter trio, which there's literally, I mean, dude, honestly, any Torchic card is honestly sick. But yeah, we got this trio. I paid 2.8 for Torchic. I paid 1.7 or 1.6, I think, for Mudkip. Has a really nice swirl too, but we'll get past that. And I paid 1.4 for Torchic for this trio. That was a crazy time too. These were crazy cards to be buying for that much money, guys. We've just gotten so far away from that. We got Delta Species. We got Delta Species, which goes really well with the Rayquaza. Really just the Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza are just so good together, dude. These look so great. And Kyogre cards, there's really no other Kyogre cards I could want. This one has a really nice swirl, by the way. No one could see it, but it's there. And Groudon cards, I could go for some other Groudon cards for sure. The Dark Explorers Groudon, really wish I had that one. Metagross, this will probably be the only Metagross card I have. There is a sick EX Deoxys reverse Metagross, though. That would be cool to have. And then there's a ton of Rayquaza cards out there that I'd still like to get my hands on. Mainly the EX Emerald Rayquaza. The EX Emerald Rayquaza reverse. That would be really cool to get my hands on. The Celebi we got not too long ago. I paid the iron price for this one. $3,000 for this Celebi. God, that hurt. I bought one for $800. Yeah, $800, I think. Or was it $640? It was something super, super cheap. And then it had a crease. It was a 9 with a crease. It was a 9 with like a hard crease right there. And I could not. I was beside myself. Sold that way too soon. Should have held it a little bit longer, but just wanted to get out of it. We got Latios, Latias. I would like to have other Latios cards. Latios EX, Latias EX. That would go really well with the Lovebirds. I don't know. I may end up just keeping this and accepting that I think I need to just get in the mindset that this is cool, you know? I know it's weird to say that, but how is it any different from my Blastoise and Venusaur? My Blastoise Venusaurs have, if I can find it. All right, right here. Right here. I'm going to zoom in for you guys. So this is a factory defect on my Blastoise. You see that dot? That's a red ink dot. Doesn't bother me at all. I actually think it's fucking cool as hell. Well, Orion, if you think it's cool as hell that there's a red ink dot on your Blastoise, then why would there being a silver dot on your Latios Latias be any different? It really isn't, and maybe I'll just get over that, guys. I probably will end up getting over it. It's just my special Lovebirds card, right? It's just so fresh. I just got it. It's so much money, so I was really hard on myself. Here's a good trio to talk about. Yes, the Altomare, Latios, Latias, those are sick. I think that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, those Japanese exclusives are badass. All right, so here we got sorry guys. Here we got the legendary dogs. I actually had the full set. I had the full set, and I wasn't happy with them, so we did it over again, and we got copies that I'm happy with. Like I said, the Gold Stars have a little bit of everything. I would much rather have first edition Raikou, first edition Entei, first edition Suicune, Neo Revelation? I think it's, yeah, Neo Revelation. I would much rather have those. And First Ed PSA 9. But yeah, these are all really clean. And so as far as legendary dogs go, I would like to get these in first edition Neo Rev. That would be really cool to have those next to these. That would really, that's goals. All right. moving on. We got Shinings. Here we got the Shinings. I actually do really like this set, but I think it's just hard because I've been buying all these in this market, and I just don't like spending enormous amounts of money on cards, especially when my favorite Shining was the Charizard. Even though low-key, my favorite Shining is actually, like, it's either between the Shining Mewtwo, which I forgot about Mewtwo. So we got, I'm not a big fan of the Expedition Mewtwo, but we got First Ed Base Mewtwo, Gold Star Mewtwo, Shining Mewtwo, and then there's Shining Tyranitar, too. So we got Aquapos Tyranitar, Shining Tyranitar. I would like the Delta Species Tyranitar. I would like the Team Rocket Returns Tyranitar. I need Tyranitars in my life. I need more. So Shining Tyranitar we traded into at 1.8 value, which is insane. Because, I mean, that even at that time, I was like, dude, this card is too nice to be $1,800. This one was crazy. This popped up on eBay, and the guy just immediately took my low ball. He listed it for $5K, which is fair. And I sent him a $3,500 offer, and he immediately accepted it. This was just like a value play. Like in a crazy market that just kept chugging up, the fact that I got a Celebi, Celebi's been doing really well for himself too. The fact that I got Celebi for $3,500 in a 10 is actually wild. Is so wild. And then we got the Shining Charizard, which I bought a while ago. This was 11K. This guy's like doing really well. This guy was like 68K, and then recently it went for 60K. So I think it is coming down a little bit in price. Yeah, dude, the Delta Species T-Tar is insane. This guy, I did pay a pretty penny for, but it had the nice Mike Baker certified little gem, little gold label, and I think it's still the only one. There might be one other, but I think it's the only one. I really like Raichu. This is such a sick Raichu. I actually don't even like this label. I actually wanted to take it off, but my buddy was like, don't take it off. Leave it on. But you can see I pulled it off a little bit, and then I just stuck it back down. I just don't really care for the label. I think it takes away from the aesthetic of the card itself. But it kind of matches the card too. But anyways, yeah. PSA 10, Shining Raichu. We don't need to see the back. I mean, it got the gold label. I don't think we need to see the back of it. I just slid that insert in there. And then Shining Mewtwo. So this was 6K. I paid 6K for this, which is wild. And then the Shining Mewtwo, I think I traded 3,600 into. And have zero regrets there. Really happy with all those copies. We have a couple of Shinings left. I really want to get the Shining Gyarados and the Shining Magikarp before getting the other Shinings. But getting the other Shinings would be a lot easier. We got Crystal Charizard. I was so nuts about this card for such a long time. And by such a long time, I mean just a year. I went crazy looking for it in a year. I feel very, very fortunate that this, one of the most important cards to me, I was able to pick up for $10,000, which is a lot of money. It was a lot of money at that time. It's still a lot of money now. But I was so fortunate because this is a perfect Skyridge Charizard. It's not just a 10, but it is a perfect example of what a 10 should look like. Everything is just crispy. Everything was just crispy. So I have the Charizards that I want. We talked about Lugia. This is Crystal Nidoking. I love Nidoking. I would like to get the first ed base set Nidoking. The Aquapolis Nidoking in a 10 would be cool to have. Literally any dope Nidoking card. Okay, moving forward. Another Celebi card. Let's see, I got Gold Star Celebi, we got Shining Celebi, we got Crystal Celebi. Celebi consistently gets Grail status. Celebi EX, I would love to have Celebi EX. Ho-Oh, I'm not the biggest fan of Ho-Oh. There aren't even other vintage Ho-Ohs that I would want. I think this is the ultimate Ho-Oh, except people would probably say the double hollow error Ho-Oh is the best Ho-Oh. I have not seen what Mewtwo has been up to, but I need that one. Crobat, there are really no good, crazy good Crobat cards out there. If you're a Crobat fan, then like you got to go after this one. I do like the Crobat. The Crobat's very pretty. And then we have the last three, which I'll go over briefly. I would like to get the Golem and Expedition. It's pretty sick. There's not a lot of good Golem cards, which is kind of sad. Kabutops, on the other hand, has lots of decent art. Creepy looking guy there. And then we got the Kingdra, which is my least favorite, and it just looks like terrible animation. But it looks like a Pokemon from Nintendo 64 Pokemon Stadium or something. So that's the only way I'm convincing myself to hold on to the crystals. Because honestly, I don't even like all the crystals. I don't need all the crystals. All right, now this is fun. This is fun. What we have up next is Gym Heroes Gym Challenge. I'm really glad I picked these up when I did, because these things are crushing it. These were all this year's pickups. All this year's pickups. Credit card debt. Credit card debt. You're looking at it right here. 1,400. 2.2. 6.8, I think I spent 6.8. I think I spent 6.8 on this guy. 4.7 and 13. So this guy, I'm pretty sure, is at least 18 right now. If it's not already 20. Sabrina's Gengar should be a 20K card. And honestly, I don't look at this thing enough, dude. This thing is fucking beautiful. My God. Such a beautiful card. Such an absolutely beautiful card. Erica's Venusaur literally doubled right after I bought it. It literally doubled in price right after I bought it. I don't know where that came from, but this card just went nuclear right after I bought it. Blaine's Charizard was a little bit slower. I think this guy is like 15 right now. I don't know why the gym sets just don't get a lot of love. I'm not sure what the deal is. I do not have any of this insured. Misty's Gyarados with a really nice mouth swirl. Dude, Misty's Gyarados like jumped to 10K. That was wild. Giovanni's Nidoking like kind of went up in price a little bit, not much. But Misty's Gyarados actually did better than everything else in the entire set. I honestly think Misty's Gyarados did the best, because Misty's Golduck, and Giovanni's Persian were still kind of pricey in PSA 10, whereas the Gyarados was like really at like 1 to 2K for a while, and the fact that it jumped all the way to $10,000 was absolutely nuts. And then I'm just going to knock all these out at once because these are all the other Gym Heroes Gym Challenge cards I have, but they're all in PSA 9. But it just allowed me to continue collecting because at this point, I'm like, my credit card's maxed out. I got nothing left. I got no steam left. But I had just enough money. I had just enough money to go ahead and complete a decent chunk of the set in PSA 9. They're not PSA 10s, but I am just as satisfied seeing these all together in PSA 9. Blaine's Arcanine I got off of a buddy recently. Shipped this over from California. It's a solid old cert too. You guys know I'm real picky about that. It's my favorite of all the 9s that are in here. That and the Golduck. I really like the Golduck. And the Rhydon. Rhydon's sick. Lieutenant Surge's Pharaoh. Beautiful. That thing went nuclear. Brock's Rhydon went nuclear too. Guys, the 9s are such good value. If you can't buy the 10s, just buy the 9s. They're such good value. It's like I just didn't get to collect enough cards that I love this year. It was really about like finishing large goals I had. And dude, this Beedrill is amazing. Beedrill is so underrated. Oh yeah, and then another great Raichu card, Lieutenant Surge's Raichu. I really like this Erica's Vileplume too. Dude, I got his hand throwing up like a little paralysis potion or something. Look at that. I got the swirl right there. Looks sick. Also, I'm not trying to spend 4K on a 10. Giovanni's Persian. So this is just like fun cards that I like, but I was not going to drop money on 10s for those. But yeah, this the Lovebirds is like the main thing. And then I have Blaine's Moltres, but I have it up for sale. So we got, oh yeah. Now my phone is charged enough actually to step away. Oh. I listed these on eBay, but I have these as well. Golduck, Expedition Dragonite, which kills me to let go of this. Kills me, but I need to cash out on some stuff quickly. Pikachu with gray felt hat. I'm sad to even list this on eBay, but I just don't have a lot of cards I can liquidate right now. Blaine's Moltres. I love this card. It belongs in there with the others, but it has a really small edge lift right here. You can see it. And some people might not be bothered by that, but it bothers me. Really small edge lift right there. And I may end up keeping it. It all depends. Like, if this stuff sells on eBay or not, I'll take it to shows. I'll vend. Maybe I'll trade into something else. But I may end up just keeping this just because, honestly, it has a 6 swirl. And I've been paying off my credit card debt like a madman. So it's like, if it gets to a point where I pay off most of my credit card, I'm just going to keep these cards. Like, there's no reason to get rid of them once I pay that off. Some other Dragonite cards I have that are on the display. I would love to get the Fossil Dragonite. I'd love to get the Light Dragonite. I'd love to get the Team Rocket Dragonite. But this is probably my favorite Dragonite. And I got this for like literally nothing and it graded a 7. So it's like one of my favorite cards in my collection. Heracross I don't have in first edition. I need to get this card in a 9 in first edition, but this is my 8 that's from my binder a long time ago. And we got a Dark Dragonite up here. I bought that off of a buddy. It's a 9, but the 9s are actually like kind of rare. So I kept that. It's a really clean copy. Got my First Ed 9 Pikachu Red Cheeks, which is on display on the shelf. And then I got Pichu hanging out behind him in a 9. And there's various things across the wall and so forth. Nothing like too crazy, but it's just nostalgic. Oh, that Misty's Tears is actually pretty sick. Misty's Tears is fire with the band artwork right there. Got all my Misty stuff over here. And another Misty's Golduck, which I need to list that actually, but I haven't. I'm holding on to my duplicate Misty's Golduck for now. We got my newly added PSA 10 Marshadow, which I also have modern cards as well. But man, whew. So there's a lot of cards I still want to go after, and it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. Guys, what do you think I should do about the Lovebirds? Should I go ahead and just list it for some crazy number and see what happens? Should I just accept that it has that defect and deal with it? What do you guys think? I would have literally never thought to grade this card, by the way. If I had it raw and it had that little weird factory defect, I probably wouldn't have graded it because I wouldn't have thought they would give it a 10. List it. It's only worth what people are willing to pay. What did you do with the Neo Lugias? I sold them. I sold them until I got my perfect copy. Those would have been good holds too. Honestly, if I would have held those a little bit longer, they would have been good holds. Guys tell me to list it. Get rid of it. It is interesting, though. It is interesting. There's not another copy like it. When I think about it like that, it makes it a little more interesting. You're going to want it back if it sells. Could you keep cycling through Lovebirds like you did with the Neo Lugias? And so that's an option too. I could buy another Lovebirds card, and then I could sell this when the market's a little bit higher, and it would be fine. The move is not to panic, try and get out of the card when I'm already in it so high. Yeah, if no one buys it, you can keep it because it sounds like you're hesitant. I thought it was part of the art. At first, I thought it was part of the art. Start vending, wait till one comes in. Right. And that's the thing. You don't want to get rid of this, and then the price goes up again, and you've just made your life more difficult now. I believe there's other cards you want more than the Lovebirds. Yeah. Well, and, like, that's the thing. I really wanted the Lovebirds because, and I mean, we can go through these as well, but, hold on. Let's see. The thing is, this was gonna complete my modern briefcase of stuff. Because we got the Lovebirds, we got the Gengar Mimikyu, we got the Magikarp, we got the Tyranitar Sableye, even though it's not fitting in there because the Graded Guard, I guess. We got the Blasty Piplup, This is it right here. This is the lineup for the GXs, right? I finally kind of got the whole lineup for the best GXs. Then we got the other ones in here as well. Well, some of the other ones in here, right? Still need the Umbreon Darkrai and the Espeon Deoxys. I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. This guy is going nuts, dude. It's crazy to look back at some of these Evolving Skies alt arts. It is nuts. Oh yeah, I opened the box and it went terrible. Like nothing was really gradable, but this got a 10 out of that collection box. I'm happy about that because I do love this Flareon. Ooh, also there's a card I saw at the show that I really wanted. That Flareon and a PSA. So mine's a PSA 9, but you guys can see I like Flareon. Flareon is something I regret that I did not collect more of. But yeah, that Flareon V alt art I really want. I will say, yeah, having the lovebirds at a table, people coming up to you for that, like definitely. So, and I am vending in July for sure. But like before that, I don't know. And also, I could take it to a show. I could take it to a show that I'm not vending at and just try and trade with it and just tell them like, look, I'm in this 10K. 10.5 actually. I'm in this 10.5, like tippy top. And if I just pray, like if the card ends up being 12K, 13 at some point and I let it go, even at 80%, I would at least be able to get my money back out of it. That's a terrible way to operate, but oh man. Tag teams are so good, bro. They're so good. Even though the Gengar is like, honestly, when you get the right light on the Gengar, it's fire. But yeah, the Lovebirds are undefeated. You cannot be better than the Lovebirds. And then I love Piplup too. This one looks sick. I remember I picked this up from my card shop for like 1,800 or like 2.2 or something like that. And like literally the next sale on eBay was like 2.8 or 3K or something. I'm pretty sure my shop was really salty that I bought this card from under them. Because like it was like that day there was a sale that was way higher. This was a huge steal, low key. Even though literally it's like, come on, how did this card get so hype? Like really? This is what people got so hype about? Man. It's like from a distance, who cares? Like that's another thing. From a distance, I don't really notice it at all. Shouldn't really matter to me at all. Again, we're looking at the card itself. The card is really clean. But so is every other Latios out there. They're probably all really clean, honestly. And they don't have that little silver speck. But also, it's a defect. It's a factory defect. You know, and with so many of these out there, that's kind of what makes my copy a special copy. That gives it the Orion twist. So I don't know. I'll probably end up holding on to it. Or I could list it for some crazy amount tonight. But it's like, aren't there several Lovebirds on eBay right now? Like, this isn't going to sell, guys. It's a liquid card, but it shows it's probably way more liquid. On eBay, probably not so much. And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if the eBay sales are dropping to the 9K area. So, oh. Anyways, sorry guys, I've been talking about myself way too much, and I'm sorry. I just don't know what to do with these lovebirds. God, cards got so expensive. The level of stress also got wild. I just wish I had a time machine, bro. I just wish I could go back to that convention and walk out with that fat fucking stack of cash, which ended up being more like this. Could have been like that. I just. Dude, Rayquaza tag team would have been sick. That would have been badass. I would have loved that. I would have absolutely loved that. If I'm vending and I can take in someone's 80% trade and they're going into my card at full market, that's the best way I can get out of this, guys. That is the best way I can get out of this. Like, dude, ain't no vendor gonna be kind enough to swap copies with me, Grant. And that does not exist. I tried doing that with my Gold Star Pikachu. Did not happen. But I will say there was an older cert there, and it sold for a decent chunk less. It sold for 9.6 or 9.4, and the guy was like, "Yeah, but mine's new cert." It's like, well, dude, no shit, he didn't want your new cert. He bought the old cert because it didn't have that little speck on it. But when we were looking at the old cert, I had a stream going, guys. If y'all don't remember, we were at a local show. I had a stream going during the day, and we were looking at the lovebirds, and people were like, "Nah, bro, that corner's cooked." So the modern cert copy doesn't it has clean corners, but it has that little silver speck. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough out here. Anyways, enough about me. What are some cards that you guys are looking at right now? What are some cards that you guys are looking at? Because I'm gonna go on for about 5, 10 more minutes. I'm gonna go on for 5 or 10 more minutes and then probably call it a night. The Starmie from Skyridge is sick. I like that one. Dragonite V. Dragonite V is classic. Classic modern alt art. I'm surprised no one's really talked about the Blaziken. It seems like nobody cares about the Blaziken VMAX from Chilling Reign. I feel like no one has talked about that card. That's like phenomenal alt art. Beautiful, vibrant colors. Bubble Mew. I would have also loved to get Bubble Mew while I was at the show. Would have loved that. Yeah, dude, that vendor got me, dude. That vendor got me. And he knew. He knew. I literally, dude, you know what's fucked up? I literally was saying at the show, I was like, what's wrong with the Lovebirds? What's wrong with them? Why are you selling them? Like, because the Lovebirds aren't a card. It's not a card you should sell, even in this market, even when it goes crazy in price. It's not a card you should sell. It is the alt art of the era. It is the best Sun and Moon card there is, in my opinion. I know you've got a lot of amazing Sun and Moon era cards, but I just couldn't believe that it was for sale and it was a new cert. And I'm like, what's wrong with it? He's like, nothing wrong with it. It's a new cert. It's clean. I'm like, nah, dude, you're full of shit. You bullshitted me. You lied to my face. You lied to my face, dude. I asked you what's wrong with it. And honestly, I should have used my own eyesight. But clearly, it had that defect. And I couldn't spot it at the show. Oh, man. The Blaziken V Trainer Gallery is sick. Journey Together is still underrated. Fact. I got all the VMAX alt arts in a 10. Nice Gator. Grant, I traded sealed last week for the Bubble Mew. Nice. It's PSA 10 and it has edge lift to make you feel better. Like, why? Like, and are you happy with it, Grant? Are you just like, this is my copy. I'll be happy with it. Or are you going to try and trade it at some point? I really feel like for vendors, they're literally selling the card to someone else. They should be fine to swap it out, especially if you're willing to give them a little money on top. Like, dude, if I go to a vendor with the Lovebirds and I'm like, if I give you $100 and my Lovebirds, would you just do a swap with me? They'd be like, why do you want to do the swap? And I'd be like, because this has a factory defect. And they'd be like, nah, mine's clean. I don't want to do that swap. Like, that's the reality of it. Like, I don't know how you're going to be able to pull off that swap. If it was an old cert for a newer cert, maybe. But even then, they would be like, nah, mine's new cert. So I just got to run the whole narrative of, yeah, I got the Lovebirds and it's new cert. Or I'll keep them. I'll keep them. So it will bring a lot of traction to my eBay, though. So maybe I should put it up on eBay just to see if it brings some traction. I'm Space Frog. I'm going after level X's. Spinomet will look good next to my Twilight Greninja and Mega Venusaur. Blaziken VMAX coming in tomorrow. Dude, I'm so happy for you. Andy, Nintendo promo Pikachu is going up in PSA 10. Low pop, very first 10 promo. Interesting. Might have to look into that. I love Pikachus. GNat picked up the Destined Rivals Blaziken because I couldn't afford the VMAX. LOL, both cool artwork. Destined Rivals Blaziken is sick. What's the defect? Sorry. Happens, man. We lose and win sometimes. It's okay. I sold all my V-Star, Crown Zenith, alts in a 10, and Lugia V in a 10 for PSA 10 Surging Pika. Oh. Wait. The PSA 10 Surging Sparks Pikachu is that much? What? What? I'm sorry, that's wild. Did I put the Lovebirds? I did. Put them in a way. My mom is super underrated. Bro, I'm too tired to give fucks right now. I was way too tired to give fucks. Like, all right. Okay, so Hiromo, what's the defect? Sorry. I will catch you up in a second. I'll have to trade it. They'll ask for 500 for a card like that. Don't forget, Orion, you can pay extra assurance against theft and damage when you ship. Nah, it's okay. You don't need admins. You don't need admins. It's just people pop in the late of night. You get the grifters. All right, so this is the defect that we're talking about. You see that? See how the light hits it? You can see that this is a factory flaw. It actually looks so obvious when you zoom in on it. Like, bruh, how did that get a 10? I gotta take this to PSA and be like, all right, guys, I demand some answers. I know the card is literally flawless, but like they might have even been able to hit it for centering. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like they could have hit this for centering. I feel like this is the luckiest PSA 10 ever. At the same time, it is really, really clean. But yeah, it has this weird spot where there's no ink right there. I should crack it, put some black ink on it, and then send it back to PSA. But it's like, bro, how unlucky can you be? At the same time, still a Grail card. Just should do some mental backflips in my head to get over it. I don't know. But y'all know me. I'm super, super OCD. Yeah. It's Dude, it's tough. It's tough. I would rather an indent than that. I don't know about that actually. So because my first ed base, Blastoise and Venusaur have little red ink dots on them. Yeah, dude. So yeah, everybody is pointing out the fact that it would annoy the living fucking Christ out of them. So yeah, and also I think selling on eBay is like literally forget about it. Forget about it. Card is already really expensive. People buying it want to have the perfect copy. Um, you just got to start an error collection. The thing is, you're going to be honest when you have it at a show. That's the difference between you and them. Uh, I literally, dude, when I first saw it, I just thought it was literally part of the art. And I was like, I have to look up if other copies have this. Um, I just can't believe I didn't notice that, guys. It's no wonder no one bought it. It's no wonder no one bought it from that guy. It's no wonder he was foaming at the mouth when I was counting out that $10,000 on a table in front of him. Ugh. This is karma. It's karma. I must deserve this. That's what I think half the time. I'm like, dude, this is what you get. You rushed into making a deal at the very end of the day because you had to have something to walk out with. And yeah, that's what you get. Anyways, guys, wish me luck. Wish me luck. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Especially with the market being shaky and everything. This is not the time. But yeah, I'll put this on eBay and I'll see what happens and see if we get some bites and pray to God that maybe the market moves a little higher and I can just get out of it and get my money back. Either way, it's going to be a huge pain in the butt, and it sucks because I love this card, and I don't want to see it go. So, okay, guys. I'm going to hit the sack. It's 3 in the morning. I have to work tomorrow. It's going to be another long day. I also have to make a video tomorrow. We didn't even get to stay on point. Did not even get to stay on point really with the stream, but that's kind of how all the streams go. I end up going way off topic. We were supposed to talk about some of the rarest cards to go after in the hobby, and if it's still a good time to be going after those cards. I guess we kind of talked about it. Just be careful, guys. If you're looking at buying Grail cards right now, be really, really careful. You do not want to get caught up in a Grail card that you get stuck in at a really high price. You have to wait for somebody else to buy it. Just be careful with what you guys are buying right now. And window shop so you don't make the same mistake as me. Window shop and just enjoy looking at the cards and looking at prices and just build expertise on what you're looking at. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. Appreciate everybody that came out to the stream tonight. I wish it was less whiny, but that's how it be sometimes. Anyways, peace out, everybody. Have a fantastic night, and I will see you guys on Wednesday night. We will do another stream on Wednesday night. Hopefully, I'll be in a little bit better of a mood. Anyways, peace.